All right. So earlier you were saying that, you're not defending Joe because, you guys don't get along and everything. But when I did my interview with Cuban, right, he kept it real and he said he didn't think that Joe was being racist in a certain incident with an engineer, right? And then like the fans in the comments were like, "Oh, you see, he don't get along with Joe, but he's staying on code. You see how they defend each other? You see how Latinos stay together and everything, even though they don't get along." What do you think about that? Because they're gonna
See
say that
that?
in the comments.
I say that's them fucking. See, to me, that's a motherfucker being pro-black, because that ain't no motherfucking code or none of that shit. I just feel as though at that time he wasn't saying it the way he's saying it. You know what I mean? If you look at the people that's talking, that motherfucker that's balls with Lord Jamar need to check that ball. Because if you see the video, that he was the one being racist. He was shitting on Hispanics and everything. Just because one man does some shit he's not supposed to say or whatever, you don't take it out on Hispanics. That's being racist.
Are you talking about Tariq Nasheed?
Nah. Some what the fuck was that boy name, yo? If you say it, I'll know it. But he got a video out. He was talking wow, yo. And anyway, like I was saying, you know what I mean? Like, I don't gotta defend Joe for shit. You know how I feel about that whole shit.
Right.
Like I said, he don't know how to talk right. He wants to be something he ain't. He always comes wild out the mouth. And if you're going to question anybody, question Matt Hoffa. Matt Hoffa should have checked that room. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he said that, Matt Hoffa, the same way he'll check any other of these motherfuckers, you need to check him too. You know what I'm saying? If you really down, because from my understanding, Matt fuck with some of them boys. You know what I'm saying? So if you fuck with both sides like that, then you should show your loyalty to both sides. You know what I'm saying? And you should have stopped him. And yo, Joe, you getting out of hand with that, man. Now let him do the whole interview, put it out, and then you take it down. That looked it wild.
And you've worked with Math in the past, so it's not like you guys got anything against each other. You cool.
I never had nothing with Math. You know what I'm saying? I mean, me and Math talked. I mean, he Hollywood now, probably. You know what I mean? I hit him up before. You know, he too Hollywood. He on it. You know. But, you know, it is what it is. I ain't never had nothing personal with Math. You know what I mean? I reached out to him. The last time I talked to Math, we was talking about bringing the battle rap shit down here. You feel me? That was the last time I talked to Math, and that was probably like a year or two ago. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
But I ain't got nothing personal with Math. You know what I mean? I think Math, you know, he a dope MC. I fuck with Math. We got records, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. We fuck with the same DJ Bull back then. So definitely nothing with Math. I just felt as though he should have checked the room at the time when he saw Joe was getting out of whack with shit. You know what I mean? Because, you know, that's the type of shit that make other Boricuas look bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, because then, like, I just saw Math, heard Math on Star Report, right? And he was defending, doing the interview with Joe, and Star was saying that it's not Math's job to check Joe. You should let Joe talk and say what he got to say. And Math was saying that he don't care if anybody got anything to say about him not checking him.
Of course he gonna say that, you know what I mean? He gotta defend himself, but you know, from the real side of things, you know, if it was if me personally, if it was my podcast, I would have checked him. I would have been like, nah, Joe, you know, I don't agree with that, because ain't that what you there for? We if you're not a yes man and you about asking questions, why does it always gotta be? Since when is it that a journalist ain't he supposed to be both sided? You know what I'm saying? Ask the difficult questions, ask the hard questions. Ain't that how journalism's supposed to go? Or am I bugging?
Yeah, but I don't think that he considers himself a journalist necessarily. But I see what you're saying.
He's a fucking journalist. What are you?
I don't consider myself a journalist. You know, like I guess a media. I don't know. It's just media. I don't know.
They just gave it a fancy word.
Yeah.
That's all it is. To me,
Well, a journalist, people say, is somebody that has to go to school and study journalism.
that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's just my take on it.
But I do agree with you that I think that Math just laughing when he was calling FBA broke, you know what I mean, N-words and stuff like that. I do think that it's kind of tough. It's kind of cringe right there because, you know, like this is a
Nah, I ain't black. Listen, I'm not black, and I was mad at that part.
It's a really controversial topic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a really controversial topic to begin with. So if you talking about Joe was saying something like, "Oh, I think this rapper is better than this rapper," all right, I can see you letting that go. But like this topic here is kind of one where you gotta be a little more careful. About, you know?
Exactly. Thank you for saying that, because that's my point. On something like that, there's certain things that you can let go, but there's certain things you just can't let go. You know what I mean? Because then you got to question your loyalty, your morals. You know what I'm saying? You got to check yourself if you're gonna let that go. I mean, that's just me again. That's my opinion.
I mean, okay. Do you think that he might have felt? I mean, Joe is a really big, you know, star coming to his podcast and everything, right? And the first time that he came after that, Math's podcast blew up. So do you think that he felt some kind of pressure, like, hey, like if I check Joe right here, it would look bad, like, you know, like he might not fuck with me anymore?
Of course. I'll be lying if I say, you know what I mean? Of course, you know,
because then, you know, he also was just at Joe's album listening session too. You know, his listening party.
Exactly. They playing the politics, man. You got to play the politics. You know what I mean? I mean, even when Joe, you know what I mean, was talking on his joint, you saw what he said. He said, you know, this shit I didn't want it to do, but I got to play the politics. So basically, you know, you got to ass kiss. So that's what they do. They ass kiss to get to the top. And, you know, some people don't ass kiss. Some people ass kiss. Some people lick ass. Some people do all kind of shit. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Everybody does it different. Some lick, some suck, there's a lot of lickers and ass kisses.
Pause. You it's going
a little crazy. I ain't the one licking the ass. So I ain't pausing shit. I ain't doing none of that. Everybody know I'm coming real with it.